Little music, little stretching music for a seventh inning speaker stretch. When Tom Hines said that the theme for this year's seminar was going to be innovation, I immediately thought, how appropriate, because in my mind, retail is synonymous with innovation. Innovation has always been a way of life for retailers and retail landlords. Isn't the shopping center just like an incubator, fostering new retail concepts that either grow and hopefully multiply, or shut down and go bankrupt? These shopping center incubators take many forms. I was down in Dallas earlier this year and had the chance to visit Trinity Groves, which is a true incubator of restaurants. Here, legendary Phil Romano, restaurateur, has teamed up with two real estate partners and redeveloped an old industrial park into a restaurant park. Ironically, it's not filled with national chains, but rising chefs with new concepts ranging from Moroccan to barbecue. They even created a limited time only restaurant where they allow one rising chef to completely design a concept from cuisine to decor, and they cap the shelf life of this concept to 6 months. Over in London, but on the fashion front, a single landlord has acquired a group of buildings over the years encompassing 13 blocks just off the famous shopping streets of Oxford and Regent, and have branded it Carnaby Street. They only allow cutting-edge new concepts, independent boutiques, and restaurants into the area, and they limit the leases to 5 years. If the retailers don't keep their edge, they won't renew the lease. While this trend to cultivate uniqueness instead of the homogeneous retail lineups that you can find in any town in USA, the city of San Francisco may have taken it a step too far, as they are now attempting to almost force innovation. The city just passed legislation prohibiting any retailer that has 11 or more stores, not just in the country, but worldwide, from locating in their city. Additionally, if a store is over 20,000 square feet, they must file an economic impact report for the proposed neighborhood. Only in California, and only really in San Francisco, would a law like this pass. Let's hope Cambridge doesn't hear about this. Retailers are continually innovating, adopting new technologies as they strive to better serve the customer, increase market share, and profits. They are doing this by employing social media, utilizing the mobile wallets, and streamlining the omni-channel, while providing shorter and shorter delivery times. Google Express and Amazon have been conducting same-day deliveries in many cities, including here in Boston. But Amazon just announced a trial of even shorter delivery time for groceries, attempting a 2-hour window in New York City by utilizing Ubers. Retailers are even utilizing body scanning software to read the psychodemographics of customers, to alert them of the latest specials as they stroll throughout the store. And almost all retailers have some sort of loyalty program, whether it's to alert themselves on the iPhone, or whether it's a cashier that punches a card. They all have incentives, but I'm just looking for my little slip here, sorry. They all have some incentives, and they're extremely tough, especially the CVS. I don't know if you've seen those CVS receipts, but those CVS receipts can span 4 feet long. And I got one just the other day, just grabbing a pack of gum. Many retailers reinvented themselves successfully by utilizing real estate as their main branding mechanism. Restoration Hardware, as they like to call themselves, RH, is a perfect example of this. This retailer has transformed themselves from a doorknob company to one of the premier furniture companies in the world. Their strategy of occupying the most iconic properties in the best markets, from the Back Bay to Greenwich, Buckhead to West Hollywood, is paying off. Their aspirational flagship mansions, coupled with the omni-channel approach, have driven up sales almost 30% year over year. Now let's hope that paying after upwards of $100 per square foot for some of these mansions across the country, the profits can follow the traffic. Moving from doorknobs to cell phones, the ubiquitous phone stores with all their unauthorized, or I should say authorized, resellers, have grown up to become mobile lifestyle stores that not only sell phones, but also home security systems, mobile speakers, headphones, and cable services. Here in Boston, both AT&T and Verizon are about to open up their flagship stores on Boylston Street, with ground floor rents approaching $200 per square foot. As predicted, the rents on Boylston Street are now equal or exceeding those on Newbury Street. Even grocers are being more innovative. Roach Brothers is penetrating the urban core with their new locations in the downtown Crossing basement and with their new concept, Two Brothers, over in Davis Square. Wegmans is bending the proverbial supermarket real estate rules by relying on structured parking, not only in urban areas like Fenway and Chester Hill, but in suburban markets too, like Burlington. Whole Foods, which just had their grand opening over in the Ink Block around the corner here, is getting creative by featuring in-house spa, appropriately named Milk and Honey. As discussed in last year's seminar, I'd be remiss in not mentioning Market Basket's turmoil this past summer. A lot of retailers have customer loyalty programs, but no retailers have both customer and employee loyalty as Arthur T. does. Since their slowdown, it only took them 6 weeks to ramp up from near zero sales to $4.5 billion in annualized sales. Switching over to the ultimate survival of the fitness business, restaurants. In order to survive, restaurants have to constantly be innovating, adapting, and to stay relevant. All it takes is one bad Yelp review to see millions go down the drain. Some of the more innovative concepts hitting the Boston market include the Supper Club themed restaurant, where Chris Jamerson of Lolita fame is reincarnating the Lockovers into the ultimate supper club. The American Diner, such as the new Rosebud over in Davis Square, where they've reinvented an old landmark with a big emphasis on brown liquor. And Small Plates, where Barcelona Wine Bar has perfected the tapas trend over in Brookline and more recently in the South End. And following the trend of being more local and edgy, Legal Seafood is trying to unchain themselves by adapting different concepts to different neighborhoods, like LTK in Seaport, Legal Oysteria in Charlestown, and Legal on the Mystic in Assembly Row. So the question for all of us real estate experts is, does the neighborhood create the retail, or does the retail create the neighborhood? As we've seen in other cities throughout the country, such as Vegas, the retailers, in many cases, contribute greatly to placemaking. In Greater Boston, we've seen developments constructed or being constructed that are utilizing retailers to define the character of their new neighborhoods. If you recall from last year, we utilized a drone inside the convention hall here. So this year, we decided to use a drone outside to illustrate some of these placemaking developments.
Well, I'm so above you, and it's plain to see.
So looking ahead in 2015, the trend is moving away from the chains and becoming more local and adaptive to the neighborhoods. And when the chains do locate, expect to see more flagships as retailers and manufacturers look to enhance their product and protect their brands. And as urban residential migration continues, retailers will become more flexible in the city environments to service the demand. And expect more landlords in 2015 to shift away from focusing on securing high rent credit tenants and shifting towards the value of placemaking for the project by getting the right tenant mix. Thank you. Next up is Tom Hines, who will introduce our keynote speaker.